Some leaders were saying that, okay, they did not find the coffers were empty, the treasury did not have money. There was only 93 million shillings that was found there. And we find it very, really, I don't know whether to sympathize with the situation, because there's a lot of ignorance about it. Government does not collect money, stores in one place, keeps for 1 month, and then distributes after 1 month or after 1 year. We raise revenue on daily basis, and we fund government on daily basis. And there are also then there are competing needs. Salaries at this level, how much do we give to counties, how much do we give to the national, to parliament, how much goes to the judiciary, how much do we use to settle debt, a number of things, the competing needs. So the performance of revenue sometimes can be a challenge. You make a projection to raise a certain amount of money this week, but you end up raising less. So how do you now determine what goes to the counties and what goes elsewhere? So the low performance of revenue raised nationally impacts on our disbursement, not only to the counties, but also to the rest of government. And we've also realized that over time, the counties have over-relied on the equitable share and completely ignored own source revenue. If you look at the county councils and the municipal councils of those times, they collect more revenue than the current one. And yet those are not tailor-made. They are small organizations, ill-equipped, less experienced, without necessary capacity to manage that. But now the county government, fully functional, with all the professionals, with all the infrastructure, cannot raise revenue of their own. And I think that is the basis of where we need to reinterrogate ourselves. Why? Either they are collected but not remitted, either they are collected or used at the source, and this impacts negatively. Sometimes county governments present huge budgets. This is the equitable share, this is the amount of money they are going to raise on their own, and yet they do not do it. If they do not do it, and they have such a big budget, you end up spending money that you do not have, and the process accumulates lots of pending bills, which now impacts on the general state of the economy at the county level. Because you are aware there are a number of, especially SMEs, who are struggling for having supplies to the counties, for having contracted services by the counties, and yet they have not been paid, not once, maybe even over 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And the situation is very bad because I think from where we sit, there are many, many counties that are really struggling. They have accumulated huge pending bills, even more than a share of 1 year or even sometimes even more. And these are areas that I think it is the duty of the Senate to enforce certain level of discipline by working with the National Treasury. Of course, the accumulation of pending bills I've indicated here, it has affected performance of businesses at those levels. There is also a challenge of definition of county government's additional allocation bill as a money bill. There has been argument that is it a money bill or is not a money bill. In our own understanding, this is a money bill and needs to be subjected as required. But maybe Senate has a different view. The pending enactment of legislation and regulations, there are a number of bills which either have lapsed or before and they will have actually facilitated the implementation of a number of these areas that will have enhanced budgets. There are quite a number, I think you know them, a number of legislations and framework which is expected to facilitate deepening and implementation of devolution. This, and one of it is the County Government Bill 2018. This bill is premised on the requirement that the county government should enhance their own source revenue. You are aware that, between different counties, like now if you look at Marsabit and you are coming to Nairobi, everywhere there's a barrier. You have to be stopped to ask for these lessons, and you are carrying livestock, therefore you have to pay because you are transiting through these counties, or you are selling from this county to the other. And these are areas that we've been looking at, we try to harmonize so that it's also not in conflict with the national government acts in as far so it does not prejudice national government policies, the cross-cutting economic activities, the national mobility of goods and services, and unfortunately this bill lapsed towards the end of the life of Parliament. There is also the national rating bill, which is, I think you are aware, because this act has not been aligned with the new constitution, and as far as concerned, then it poses a serious problem in the implementation. So we've reworked on this, and we are now it was before Parliament, and we want to reintroduce it so that it can help to unlock the challenges. There are also a certain legal framework for operation of a number of articles, which is expected to establish framework for consultation and cooperation between counties. Like you are aware, there have been challenges in terms of supporting the Intergovernmental Relations Authority, which has had a number of challenges. Like what you saw, the framework of the deed of transfer between the county government of Nairobi and the national government ran into serious challenges because the attendant laws were not supporting it. And these are areas that we proposed to make necessary amendment so that can be supported and fully aligned with the PFM, and then it can be used to make the transfer seamless. Yeah, thank you very much. I think basically those are critical areas, but from where we see there are a number of challenges. I think maybe at a later time we are going to interrogate each other, but we realize that from where I see the Senate has no established authority in as far as managing the matters of the county government. Why I say this, one of the critical roles of Senate and the National Treasury is to ensure that there is prudence in management of public resources. Is this being done? I highly doubt. We remember that in law, the Cabinet Secretary of the National Treasury has powers to stop transfer of equitable share to a county when he finds that there are challenges that is either deal with either accountability or generally prudence in financial management. But after that, he's supposed to come and seek the authority of Senate for it either to be extended or for it to be fully enforced. We tried it. When I was new in the National Treasury, I tried it. The National Assembly cooperated with us, but unfortunately, it did not see the light of the day in Senate. So it gave now powers and authority, illegal powers and authority to the governor to spend in whatever way they want. And to some extent, therefore, it was not easy to enforce even payment of pending bills. We also have seen a challenge where there are certain counties, either because of their own inefficiency, the equitable transfer in every month, they keep on accumulating. The extent of even 3, 4, 5 months, they are holding huge balances, 2, 3, 4, 5 billion not spending, and yet they're expecting money to be transferred to them on monthly basis. So that's not good use of money. That money will have actually gone elsewhere to support other sectors of the economy. But now, because the blanket transfer, it becomes very difficult for us to segregate because there's no attendant law that supports any stoppage. The county government, and I can confidently say also, I am not sure whether what we see in the Auditor General's report reflects the situation on the ground. We see clean records in as far as many counties are concerned, when in real sense, because we all come from these counties, the situation is very bad. The projects that were said to have been implemented, they actually exist only on paper. They are not there on the ground. And enforcement has been very difficult. And through this, then, corruption has thrived in the county government to the extent that I am not even sure whether the dream of the constitution-making organs are fully realized. This is one area that I think should be the responsibility of Senate as the custodian of devolution to look at those administrative challenges, to look at those mismanagement and corruption at the county level. The situation in the way we see in the National Treasury is quite there. Many people have been impoverished. Businesses, for things they supplied but they have not been paid. I think I just want to rest there. There are a number of areas that we can interrogate each other. We need to have a supporting law in dealing with areas where there are clear cases of mismanagement of resources. Senate can enact a law that compels the counties or the National Treasury to stop transfer of resources when they see that there is complete abuse. Thank you very much.